Hello, everyone. I'm back with another YouTube podcast video, and I'm going to review the latest episode of The Oval, Season 5, Episode 12, and the title of the episode is called Who's Playing Who. Before I get started with this video, I want you guys to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. As always, how I do my reviews, I talk about the highlights of like an episode. So if it's a movie or show that I'm reviewing, it's always going to be centered around the highlights. But this episode starts off with Hunter catching Victoria and Eli, which is the vice president slash president, now having sex in the Oval. And Hunter is in like total disbelief. Like he cannot believe what he's witnessing right now. And actually Hunter was actually supposed to be in bed because he's sick. His kidneys are failing. So he's on crutches. And he's so surprised that his wife is having an affair. And when Victoria sees that Hunter is in the room witnessing her having an affair, she's literally telling Eli to not stop. Like, she doesn't want to stop having sex with Eli. And they separate, and Hunter he like begins to like launch at Eli and Victoria, but he ends up falling out. And the vice president slash president Eli was about to help Hunter up, but then Victoria's like, no, don't help him. And this scene ends off with Eli pretty much calling Hunter an idiot and calling him an asshole, and yeah, and that scene ends, and Hunter, he goes to Donald, and he thinks that Donald knows about it, and he's accusing Donald of, working against him. And Donald said something to insult, or not Donald, Hunter thinks that Donald is working against him. He thinks that Donald knew about the affair, which he did. Donald did know about the affair. However, Donald is sort of on Hunter's side because Donald's the one that's trying to keep Victoria separated from Eli because Donald thinks that Eli is trying to play Victoria. But we'll see how their storyline turns out. But I've never really saw the chemistry between those two. I've discussed that in my previous videos for the reviews of The Oval. I don't really see the spark or chemistry between those two, but it's good for the show. The next scene, we have the dinner between Nancy, Richard, and Clarence. And as we know, Clarence is Richard's father. And as we all know, Nancy revealed in one of the previous seasons that she had an affair with Clarence, which is Richard's father. However, Nancy revealed in the hospital when she was under the influence of some drugs that she kept on having the affair with Richard's father, and she didn't want it to end. And the only reason why it ended was because Richard's father wanted the affair to end. But if Richard's father didn't want the affair to stop, then that affair would have kept on happening. And Richard, he pretty much calls his father out and says, I know you are effing my wife. And the father's like, I'm not going to sit here and let you talk to me. And Richard tells Nancy that she's a low-down, dirty bee, and then Nancy smacks him across the face and said, I'm not going to let you talk to me like that. And then Richard's father, wants to leave, and then Richard says something about he's going to drag him back in the house if he tries to leave. And yeah, it was a lot going on in that scene. We get to the scene with Lily and Officer Heller. Officer Heller, he's handcuffed and he has like a bleeding sore or bleeding scar on his head because Donald hit him upside the head with a golf club. And I think in one of the previous episodes, yeah, he hit him upside the head with a golf club. Lily goes to get Officer Heller some liquor, and the guard is like, don't give him that. And that's when Lily's like, you guys are going to kill him anyway, so at least let him numb the pain. So all of a sudden, Lily starts talking to Officer Heller in a foreign language, and then all of a sudden, Lily hits the guard upside the head with the glass bottle, and she helps Heller escape. So I wonder how she's going to explain this to Hunter, because Hunter's going to want to know what happened. Because last time when Officer Heller, came to her house, Officer Heller shot the wrong person. He tried to shoot Donald, but there was like a prostitute in the bed that was wearing the same robe as him. The prostitute was wearing the same clothing as Donald. So we all thought that during the season finale of last season? It was one of the previous episodes. We thought that Hunter died. I mean, not Hunter. Donald. We thought that Donald died, but it turned out it was just a prostitute in his bed that Officer Heller shot. And Lily told Donald that Officer Heller tried to get to Donald, but Officer Heller assaulted Lily, and Lily told Donald to check the cameras. So the simple fact that she told Donald to check the cameras, aren't they going to see that Lily was the one that helped Officer Heller escape? So I wonder like how she's going to spin this story to Donald. What else happened? Antonio, which is Kareem's cousin. The president, Hunter. I keep on getting those two like their names confused. Like I call Donald Hunter and then I call Hunter Donald. But Hunter was on like a shooting spree. And Antonio, which is Kareem's cousin, Antonio and Kareem, they're in the room with the president. And immediately Antonio starts telling it all. He starts telling the president, where he got the drugs from, who had the drugs, and, who, what, where, why, and when. And Hunter is pleased because this conversation went a lot better than the other conversations. What he did to Alonzo is he shot Alonzo when he didn't get the answers that he wanted immediately. So the simple fact that Antonio automatically started spilling the beans, Hunter was pleased by that. And for all of you that don't know, Hunter, he overdosed on fentanyl apparently. And because of that, he was unconscious for a while and his kidneys are failing and he can barely walk. He has to use crutches. To walk, as you all can see. And he's trying to figure out who was behind putting the fentanyl and the cocaine that Alonzo went to get. So Hunter's just been mad at everyone. He's been having people line up to go get, he's been having Alonzo grab this person, grab that person, and he is lining everybody up, questioning everybody, wondering who was behind putting the fentanyl and the cocaine. And he's starting to think that Victoria was behind it. Victoria tries to go to her room, and one of the guards tells Victoria that Hunter doesn't want her in there. And he doesn't want her up at the residence at all. And she's saying that I'm the first lady. And that's when the guard's like, well, technically you're not the first lady anymore, because as we remember, Eli was sworn in as the president. So technically Eli and his wife, he's the president and his wife is the first lady. And right now, Hunter is considered the vice president because he's sick, ill, and not able to do his job. He never did his job. But because of that, she's now considered the second lady. So Victoria ignores the guard and she tries to go to her room anyway. And that's when she gets restrained. And they said the next step is going to be a taser. And that would have been like similar to when Victoria tased her daughter Gail. And I wonder if they're going to bring Gail back this season or hopefully next season, because I miss her character. Her daughter's been away somewhere that, and the mom don't seem to care, that father doesn't seem to care. They didn't even recognize Jason's voice over the phone. I wonder, does Victoria even know where Gail is? Because she hasn't called to check on the people that she had take her away to someplace. And remember, Jason killed the grandmother. So, where is Gail? Let's see. The FBI agents, they want to get Dale into witness protection because he's in danger. Dale, he goes ahead and goes along with it because he's already deep involved in a lot of different things between Sharon, Kareem, Alan. There's a lot going on. Jason calls Hunter, and like I mentioned, Hunter doesn't even recognize his own son's voice. Jason thinks that Hunter had something to do with Victoria trying to kill him. And Hunter wants his son to come home, and Hunter's like, he can send someone to go get him, but Jason doesn't want to go home. Jason wants to destroy his parents. He wants to destroy Victoria and Hunter. And then the episode ends with Jason being at Alan's house, and then we get a promo for the next episode. So it was a lot of highlights in this episode. I enjoyed this episode. I'll give this episode, I'll say a 7 to 8 out of 10. But yeah, that's all for this review video. Thank you guys for tuning in to this YouTube podcast video. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can leave your comments in the comment section below. All right, you have a good one. Bye-bye.